Hey guys, this is KSP with Tape, and today you join me for episode 2 of KSP Dogfights, although it's not really an episode, it's just standalone videos. But anyway, it is World War II, and we are on a carrier right now with with 5 F4U Corsairs, which are some of the American carrier-based fighters in World War II. Because on the island, we have, and we're deploying the wings, because infernal robotics, and that's how you would stow planes on a carrier. But yes, we have 4 Spitfires on the island who need our support for taking on the Messerschmitts over there. Also, the deployment isn't perfect on this. Also, they're attached because boats have this weird tendency to explode in KSP. But anyway, yes, so they need our assistance, the Spitfires over there, because there are 8 Messerschmitt 309s over at the KSC. Which is quite a few, and there's 5 of us here and 4 on the island, so we do outnumber them, but we will be attacking in waves. And also these are carrier based, so they're not quite as great. But anyway, after setting everything up, I tell the planes to take off, and I take off myself. I will be flying this one. All of these have 4 50 caliber long barrel World War II Browning rifles, as you can see on the left, and that's pretty close to what the real F4U Corsairs had. We are fighting Messerschmitt 309s, which have, I think, 4 13mm cannons. No, I think they actually are something similar to 50 calibers. I think in real life the 309s had 15mm weaponry, but these just have. I've sort of forgotten their exact but it is something like that, and they are very deadly. I don't think they are 50 cal. I think they may be 13 or 15mm guns. But yes, so I have told these planes to break formation. I was very surprised there. This is into 4 times time accelerator because the flight took a little while. But I wanted to leave it in because they do a little bit of weird dancing in the air and things, and I'm testing out my guns. But yes, then we have 3 Spitfire Mark 1s over there and 1 Spitfire Mark 9, which I'll explain a little bit. But the problem with these planes, once we're at a 4 times time accelerator, the battle will pretty much begin. But yeah, the problem with these planes is their wings flex quite a lot. This wasn't actually a problem with the real planes, because they were built by not morons, but these were built by a very specific moron, me. So when you when you pitch in these, it bends the wings a little, which induces a pitch the other way, so it starts to oscillate. Yeah, let's see how that goes. But anyway, we have started the engagement. The swarm of Messerschmitt 309s take off, and our wingmen open fire in a hail of bullets. And you can see I'm already oscillating. I tried to fix this by getting rid of by not allowing the flaps on the wings to enable pitch, but that just really didn't help. But yeah, this is a reasonably accurate rendition of a Messerschmitt, of a Corsair, actually, because of the engine looks quite similar in the wings, fold, and that's the kind of wing design, but it is quite hard. I am also using procedural wings. That's how my wings look, kind of weird. But yes, I start trying to fire, but I literally just can't control this plane. The AI seems to have less of a problem with it, so that should be okay. But yeah, this plane in particular seems quite screwy. But yeah, well, you can see the battle is lighting up, and there's a lot of blue bullets coming towards us and stuff flying over. I actually do gain control of this in a second. Oh yeah, once I turn off this control surface, it flies surprisingly well. Not great, and I did try this a few times, and it actually was worse every time. So yeah, but after that huge mishap, I am under fire, and my tailplane gets shot off, and one of my elevators at the back. But it appears a Messerschmitt has just exploded. If you saw that, was one of the Messerschmitts exploding. The F4U Corsairs are actually named aircraft carrier ship because they were attached to the aircraft carrier. But yeah, so really bad start to the battle, really. But the others seem to be doing all right. You can see up in the top left, I've left the wing commander open so you can see which ones are alive. But it does look like one is going down. If you look at the bottom middle just there, something was falling to the ground. I think that might crash. Yeah, it says aircraft carrier ship free. So what I was just doing there is setting this plane to fly itself, because I think the AI computer will have a much better job of it, and I'm going to take one of the planes that isn't falling apart. Yeah, that was very confusing while I was just watching it. I had to take this little bit of recording a couple of times. I was like, what is going on? But I was just switching between planes. But yes, this air engagement is not going my way. My plane is damaged, one is down. We slightly damaged a Messerschmitt, but they seem to be doing rather well. Yeah, the Messerschmitts were actually initially much better than things like Spitfires, and oh, it looks like we've just had another plane shredded. I think that may have been one of ours. Yeah, but well, the Spitfires eventually kind of outdid the Messerschmitts because we had an engine we could keep improving much more. Anyway, the F4, the Corsairs, the F4U Corsairs, I'm not actually sure if they ever fought on the Western Front because they were mostly caught up fighting Japan, and I would have loved to do a Battle of Midway video, but that didn't work out because, as I said, boats on the water in KSP tend to explode because the physics engine doesn't really know if they're on the water or on the bottom of the ocean when you load them in, so that's kind of a problem. But anyway, yes, we are trying to get some shots off at this Messerschmitt over here now. It looks like we've lost two Corsairs, and there seems to be a lot of Messerschmitt still in the air, but it's hard to tell. I am trying to lead this 309 over here, just trying to open fire, and I'm trying to target it by pausing, but I don't really need to target it because the aim assist is helping me. A lot of people were pointing out it's like, you know, the aim assist works in KSP, why weren't you using that last episode? I'm just a terrible pilot. But yeah, I'm much worse this episode than last episode, it would appear. I'm doing rather poorly. But yeah, I am chasing this down now and trying to get a few shots off at it. And I've got quite a lot of ammo. These guns don't fire too fast, which is kind of nice, but it would be nicer if they, you know, killed what I wanted to kill. But yeah, I am just trying to chase this, and you can get a good look at the Messerschmitt right there. And these ones I've built in KSP are actually incredibly maneuverable, which is, well, rather good, but slightly more maneuverable than the Spitfires. But you'll see that later. But yes, I'm flying from the cockpit because I found that when I oh yes, and we just hit a tailplane. We caused some damage to that. Good for us. Yeah, so that looks pretty wounded. It might even crash if I got enough of the tailplane. It won't be able to pitch. But I'm just unleashing hell upon it. Yeah, I'm flying from the cockpit because I like a fixed camera, and every time I tried to switch camera modes during this engagement, the universe exploded, which was kind of difficult to work with. So yeah, I'm just trying to stay on this tail. I really want to get a kill to make it easier for my next engagement. But you can see there are bullets streaking across top of me, and one actually finds its mark just there. I felt it in the cockpit. It kind of had a little bit of difficulty, and yeah, so that was problematic. But I still have a plane, but yeah, it's a little it's got some problems now with its, you know, its tail plane. I thought I was about to fire on my own plane there. I'd hate to see that in like post footage. Like, did I fire on my own plane? And yeah, I'm getting into a crazy oscillation again because I don't have the correct amount of control surfaces. So yeah, this has gone horribly, and you can see the wings are flexing like crazy. I really should have figured something out for that because that is quite bad, and it made them really hard to fly. These planes would have been great, but it just didn't show up in testing that much somehow. But we still have one of our guys up there, but he is being fired upon, and I'm not having much luck helping him because it's just going crazy. So I think I decide to tell the computer to fly this, because I'm not having any luck. Yeah, and there's another Messerschmitt. We're just flicking through planes now to find a fixed plane that I can actually fly. Obviously pilots in World War II didn't have the luxury of this, but that looked like a down Spitfire. Maybe it wasn't. I think it may have been a Corsair. But yes, we have one here. It's missing its tail plane, but I think I can fly this. I think I can fly without yaw, just not without pitch. I found another one, but they're all damaged. The only two surviving, I think, are the ones I gave up on. So clearly it gives them an advantage. I helped. But yes, I have scored minor damage. I think someone else scored minor damage, and we have lost 3 planes so far, and I think 1 is crashed. I think it's just me now, actually. And there is an aircraft carrier ship going down over there, the F4U Corsair. But yes, I'm trying to let the guard computer get out of this, but it just isn't. So I take over and give it a stab myself, which was actually probably not a bad idea. So yeah, I was going to watch the computer fly it itself, but I couldn't do that. It was just flying straight while taking fire, and I just took a bullet to the wing there, but didn't do anything, which was nice. And apparently guard mode's still on, but I'm not realizing it. I'm like, why isn't my gun firing? It's like, because you left guard mode on. But yeah, okay, I have control of the plane, and I will not rest until as many of these Messerschmitts are finally out of the sky, and I start firing at something that's 8 kilometers away, because I'm not very smart. But yeah, we have 2 right on my tail, in a pretty low speed, but very close proximity turning match. So I decided to go underneath them by doing this maneuver so that I can come up and put my guns to some German metal or something like that. So yes, I've selected this guy, and as he comes past, I miss. I thought I hit him there, but yeah, it is. I am having such trouble flying these, but I have some slightly less, I don't know, winged planes. The thing is, I didn't even need to have the wings have hinges because they would have fit on the aircraft carrier, but I wanted them to look authentic, and now there's like 4 dead guys. I got blood on my hands, man. See these hinges, I probably could have strutted it slightly better. But yeah, I am actually quite happy with how this plane turned out, and the Messerschmitts look roughly Messerschmitty, ish. And I did actually look up some armament for them. I did put more effort into this than the biplanes, because as long as biplanes look roughly biplaney, it's fine. But you know, these look more distinct. Yeah, they're just, the problem right now is there's so many Messerschmitts in the air, and I'm by myself, and I don't know who to be shooting. But at some point, I will, yeah, have to either, you know, kill or die. I'm either going to run out of fuel. I'm actually running pretty low on fuel. These engines eat up fuel ridiculously. The engines the Spitfires and the Messerschmitts are using are much nicer. This, you can see I'm really running low on liquid fuel up at the top right there. But there's just a hail of gunfire coming in now from 4 different planes. But as I sweep across, I score a hit on the back of that plane, and it is wounded to hell. Yes, I actually took off the back of a plane. So that's 2 hits for me, really. But I did just lose a tail plane. A bit of, not a tail plane, an elevator right at the back. And we almost have a mid-air collision, which probably would have been good, because I may have taken him down. But yes, I think that was a pretty good hit. It was a bit lucky, but still, it's all better to be lucky than dead. And I lose my tail plane, and they slowly strip away parts of my plane. You can see those little cylindrical tanks in there. Those are my fuel tanks. I don't actually have any inline fuel tanks on this plane because I couldn't get it to look right. But yeah, I can still fly like this, just not very well, and I don't really have any pitch authority. But I seem to have some pitch authority. I'm doing surprisingly well for a severely damaged plane. And another one flies right at me, and I try to shoot him, but I just don't have the control surfaces to actually put my guns on target. And you can see there's just this hail of purple fire, which is rather worrying, and these planes just flying over the top of me, hounding me like, I guess, I was going to say bloodhounds, but I guess it would be more apt to say German shepherds. But I'm surprised I'm still alive, considering how bad these planes have been and how not great my piloting has been. But hey, I've hit 2 planes, I call that a victory. Yes, but it's not looking like I'm going to be alive much longer. They're firing a lot of weaponry at me, and they're doing pretty badly, actually. But yeah, these 4... Oh, there goes my tail. Not my tail, my wing. We are finally screwed. I fire off the last of my 50 caliber bullets and head towards the ocean. Yes, this initial attack to soften up the enemy really didn't soften them up. We took down, well, 2 planes for the cost of 5. So that's not great. But anyway, over at the island runway, the British are unfazed in their Spitfires. This here is a Spitfire Mark 9-ish like plane. The other 3 are Spitfire Mark 1s. Each of them have 6 30 caliber turrets. In real life they had 8, not turrets, like guns, machine guns. In real life they would have 8, but I thought it was a little OP for BD Armory. I will be flying this, the Mark 9, which has 2 different types of weapons. I gave the AI computer the Mark 1 because they're only going to use 1 weapon. But I gave myself this. It has 2 50 caliber machine guns and 2 20mm, what are they called? This is actually kind of important. I have a whole thing about this. They are 20mm Hispano cannons. That's what it is. I totally didn't just look in my video to see that. But yes, I've told the other Spitfires to fly over there. I thought it would be better if I had 2 different guns, so I had some options. But the flight computer probably won't take that into account. But yes, I am using the 2 50 caliber turrets, I think, and 2 Hispano 20mm cannons, which were actually originally designed for the Spitfire, but were never actually used in combat because they jammed so much. Actually, no, they were used in combat, and they jammed loads, so I think they stopped using them. You'd hope they would have. Yeah, this plane is being kind of a moron. It's flying all the way over there, but it does catch up with us eventually. And here we are, arriving at the KSC with my Mark 9. Yeah, the Spitfire wings are roughly the right shape. The wings are white because I can't actually colour the wings on this, and so is the nose because they're not fire spitter parts. But yeah, again, procedural wings, really useful mod. But yeah, here we are approaching. It looks like the Spitfire Mark, one of the Spitfires, which is 3 kilometers behind us, will arrive at the end of the battle. But 6 Messerschmitts take off against 4 Spitfires, and hopefully we will do some damage. But it would appear that they are far more maneuverable than us, which is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm just going to have a sip of water real quick. But yes, I'm trying to get my guns on target and get within 2 kilometers and open fire. You can see my wingmen have already unleashed a hellstorm of 30 caliber machine guns. Apparently I had my numbers a little off. I was saying a 7.7 millimeter cannon was less than 30 caliber, but it's roughly 30 caliber. So yeah, those are some pretty deadly. When you have 6 of them, that's pretty deadly. Annoyingly, I didn't bring any 50 caliber ammo. I brought 7 millimeter ammo. I brought 30 caliber ammo, so I can only use my 20mm cannons, which is a bit of a shame. That's a really big drawback. I have half the weapons, basically. I was going to activate them both at the same time and have like a death storm, but that's not happening apparently. But anyway, I've selected my target, and I am trying to unleash hell upon them. But yes, yeah, I do realize that now. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't bring any 50 caliber ammo. I'm such a... and you can see there's another Spitfire just there, which I almost shot while trying to take down the Messerschmitt. It looks like it's being attacked by another Messerschmitt. I don't seem to be being attacked right now, which is quite nice, but I have also lost my target. But then I pick him up again. I attempt to get behind him, but he's just so much more maneuverable than I am. I guess it's just poor plane design. I seem to have designed some pretty great planes for the enemy, but for my own self, they're not so great. But yes, we lose one of our control surfaces, but that is all, which is very surprising. We take quite a lot of hits, but all we lose is 1 control surface, which is pretty good, but also again limits my maneuverability even more. But yeah, I don't know why this is so poorly maneuverable. Again, it didn't show up that much in testing, but it looks like we've already lost a Spitfire at the top left. We've lost one, and I'm having just no luck hitting this Messerschmitt, just because I just can't seem to keep up with him. And when I do fire, the gun fires too slowly for me to really get anything on target. But if I only got a couple of 20 millimeter rounds on target, that would do some pretty serious damage. But you can see I'm just having a hard enough time pointing the plane, and he is quite maneuverable and probably really doesn't want to die. And you can see there are a few purple flashes. And oh my god, that was such a close pass! I forgot about that. Yeah, the purple flashes are all over my plane. We have a man on our tail. We go vertical. Into a vertical climb, which is really not a great idea. And then the Messerschmitt tries to follow, but soon gives up from trying to go vertical. But it appears we still have 3 Spitfires in the air. They're both evading, apparently, although maybe one is falling to the ground, who knows. But it appears I have now got 2 Messerschmitts on my tail, and we're actually far enough away from the rest of the battle you could literally see the bullets loading out from the other planes, and something explodes over there. It appears that is Spitfire Mark 1 debris, which is a shame. We've lost another plane. We'll be falling to the ground soon, and I will just try and take down this Messerschmitt, because we don't have anything left after this. Last time it went so well, I was like Rambo in my last plane, but apparently that is not to be today. These Messerschmitts have torn us apart. This is clearly not the Battle of Britain, and also pretty weird that American aircraft carriers showed up. Again, I would have loved to have done Midway against have a big carrier engagement, but again, the boats are just too glitchy. And I try and get some final salvos of bullets in, but it's just not happening, and I lose a wing and start well, tumbling towards the ground. Not a ton I can do here. I was going to put it on guard mode, but on AI flight computer mode, but that didn't work. Anyway, so I pick up in this Spitfire, but apparently it's had its tailplane ripped off, so it had no way to pull out of a dive. And that is all the planes down. We took out 2 of their Messerschmitts, and we lost 9 planes in total. Yeah. But there's quite a lot of the video left. What are you hiding, Tape? Well, when you remember when I said we have nothing left? Well, I thought it would be funny to bring along some Gloster Meteors. Yes, a very big part of of World War II, air engagements was the implementation of jet fighters, and these were some of Britain's first, the Gloster Meteors. Now, originally I was planning to put this on the end of the video, fighting some German jet fighters, but since they have so many fighters over there, I thought it would be, well, firstly, funny to watch a bunch of jets fight a bunch of, 3 jets fight 6 Messerschmitts, just to see kind of how much better we do. And also, just because to point out how important jet technology was, because it improves speed so much, it can reduce drag. You can see these little Juno engines. They are actually scaled up, by the way, those Juno engines. You can see that they just have so much less surface area than the propeller, and you can see we're already getting up to near 200 meters per second. But yes, I threw these together in the end, and these are armed with 4 20mm cannons, which is a lot of firepower, and they are Hispano cannons. I doubt they would have put them on the Meteor, based on how terrible they were, but yeah. So it is 3 jets versus 6 propeller planes, and hopefully that will go well. I was just activating a few control surfaces there, so that we could fight better. But yes, anyway, I flew over here. Annoyingly, the other planes decided to fly about 120 meters a second, so I had to fly slowly with them. But we are here, and we will enter into a high-speed engagement, really. I'm not actually sure whether or not there was a huge amount of fighting between propeller planes and jet planes. I assume it occurred occasionally, but I think jets, came around at similar times. But again, I could be wrong. But yes, here we are about to engage. It should be rather glorious to watch this all fall apart. Apparently, a few days after the war ended, they actually released the jet-powered Spitfire, which is kind of embarrassing, because that would have been awesome. The Spitfire was, well, it was actually a really good plane. Obviously, this video doesn't really point that out that well. These videos rarely point out, the actual, how good planes really are. But but yeah, it's just a bit of fun and gives me a chance to talk about stuff. And I thought it would be a fun way to do it, to go through the different wars. But anyway, yes, I am coming up behind these Spitfires now with incredible speed. Not behind these Spitfires, behind these Messerschmitts. And it is raining very loudly. Okay, after a quick stop, it hasn't stopped raining loudly. So I hope that doesn't get into the audio, but it probably will a little bit. I'll just go closer to my mic, I guess. Anyways, but we are trying to chase these down. But I'm a little too maneuverable and speedy to really catch these Messerschmitts. And I haven't really practiced in this plane. So it will take me a little while to get anywhere. But should be pretty fun. And you can see there's quite a lot of bullets already flying in. One does just strike my wing there, but it doesn't do anything because these wings are actually quite thick because they're much bigger than the ones on the other planes. So we're doing pretty well. But I'm just basically turning really fast now, trying to figure out what's going on while not getting hit because, it's a very maneuverable plane. I'm not sure actually exactly how maneuverable the Gloster Meteor was, but jets do allow for more maneuverability because you can turn faster and then speed up more, so you don't lose all of your speed in a turn. But yes, you can see they are desperately trying to fight me, and a Messerschmitt has just hit the ground over there, which is rather interesting. We've already taken down one, obviously not me, but someone else has, which goes to show how well these are doing compared to the others. Yeah, this is kind of like shooting carrots in a barrel, really. Well, yeah, but I thought it would be interesting to point out the importance of them. But yes, I'm just trying to, chase some planes down, but I'm having a little bit of trouble, getting used to it. But hopefully I'll get some shots in. But yeah, Gloster Meteors were actually one of the most used planes for taking out the V1 the V1 kind of, I guess, cruise missile type things. They used pulse jets because they could catch them quite easily. It does appear there's someone on our tail and someone almost collides with us in the air, which would be a depressing way to lose these. But yeah, I mean, obviously jets did change quite a lot of stuff. I mean, you could turn faster, fight at supersonic, although obviously Meteors weren't actually supersonic. I think these can go supersonic, but obviously they're not brilliant designs. But we have got someone in our sights now, and I do pull up to try and get a few shots in and open fire and strip off the back of their plane. Yes, I finally got my first kill in one of these Meteors, which I think would be my possibly second kill of this entire engagement, and I have to use a jet. Yeah, I probably should stop outnumbering myself quite so much, and also build better planes. But yeah, there does appear there's, well, a Gloster Meteor being fired upon quite a lot there by a couple of these things. But oh god, these 20mm cannons look like just huge lumps of lead in the air. But yes, it would appear another Messerschmitt has been taken down. That is now 3 down. So it's 3 on 3 right now, which is rather nice. Especially given that we have a bit of an upper hand as jets. But there's still a lot that can go wrong yet. I mean, I am still flying one of the planes. Yeah. But I'm just twirling to try and avoid some of this gunfire. And trying to pull up on this Messerschmitt, but doesn't look like I'm going to get any shots on, really. Because obviously it's an advantage to have a faster, more maneuverable plane, but when there is such a big difference, it does actually make it quite hard to just even stay in the same place. But it appears a Gloster Meteor over there has been destroyed. A couple of Messerschmitts are coming back from that. It appears, yeah, that's crazy. They freaking took down a Gloster Meteor jet. But obviously they weren't totally out of, you know, each other's leagues. They were fighting in the same sort of war, but, well, I mean, there wouldn't be a huge amount of chance, you know, with a prop fighter against a jet fighter. But yeah, that's 1 down, but I think we've taken down quite a few more, and I actually go in for a bit of revenge, but then it starts firing at me, so I run away quite quickly. But yeah, there's still quite a few planes in the air. I think there might be 4 still. I think one of the ones that was shot down may have been one I shot down. It was just shot again, so maybe we actually have 4 in the air right now. But I'm not sure. It's hard to tell, you know. I know how many Glosters are in the air because I have a readout on the left. But yeah, one has taken a lot of fire over there from 2 of these guys. But I just start opening up on this guy to try and get him to, you know, leave the other one alone so that we don't get totally screwed. That would be rather not great. But it looks like we've divided them up a bit with some careful shooting. And I am a little worried I'm going to run out of ammo, but I have more than half my ammo left, so we should be fine. But yeah, I do a little bit of trying to chase this guy. But all of this kind of shooting and missing goes on for quite a while. So I'm just going to jump ahead to here, where I'm just flying around a bit. You can see the Gloster over there is taking a few shots from this Messerschmitt, and it actually loses something. There's a big explosion there. We lose a part of a Gloster, but it seems to still be flying, and it's still firing back, actually. And I come up for a shot against this Messerschmitt and just open up and strip off its wing. So yes, that's another kill for me. I'm actually surprisingly good in these Glosters. I'm obviously not a particularly amazing dogfighter, but I sometimes get the job done. I'm pretty impressed when I watch these back, and I'm like, hey, I killed someone. Yeah, it looks like that Gloster's actually about to hit the ground, but it does pull up. I, however, don't pull up in time and crash my plane. I was just saying about how good a dogfighter I am. But anyway, I do find the wounded plane, because there are 2 Messerschmitts still in the air, and I'm so annoyed I crashed that plane. I totally could have won really easily, but, well, I am a moron. So I decide that I will be able to fly this. I am, you know, a fighter ace at this point. I think I have killed enough people in KSP to, you know, be a fighter ace, but I definitely don't have the skill. But yes, so I still have my guns. They have stripped off one of my ammo boxes, so I'm a little low on ammo, but I still have my fuel, my engines. I don't have a tailplane, but I don't really need a tailplane. I'm good. I'm awesome. You know, it's actually surprisingly okay without a tailplane. It is a little bit too maneuverable. Like it pulls too hard, but you know, I disabled a couple of control surfaces just a little while ago. I think I didn't put that in the recording, but yeah, so it is surprisingly alright, and I am actually staying on top of this Messerschmitt. They just shedded weight for me, but yeah, as you can see, I'm having to readjust to a whole new fighter again, because it's obviously totally different without all of the other things. But yes, I try to open fire a little more, but it does seem to evade me, but I am getting some pretty close shots. I had a pretty great shot there, but didn't take it because I was trying to figure out what exactly to do. You know, it's often quite hard to know, and I can't yaw anymore because I don't have any yaw authority because I don't have a tailplane. But yes, I am trying to get behind this guy, and I am, you know, coming up behind him, and I just keep opening fire, but I was a little off to the left right there. But yeah, I come up behind him and I explode his wing. Yes, we strip off his wing and he falls to the ground. So it's just me and the last Messerschmitt 309. I pull, you know, a hard left. Looking at my ammo, I have 49 bullets left, which might be quite difficult. But if I'm careful and don't fire stupidly, I might just be able to win this. Although win is you know, not the right word, because we lost 9 propeller fighters for two of theirs, and we had to use 3 jet fighters, of which we've lost 2.5. to take down the rest. So, yeah, I think, well, partly my... Well, no, I think it was mostly actually was the unbalanced plane design, because the Messerschmitts are great, but the Spitfires didn't turn fast enough, and the, Corsair's wings flex too much, so, yeah. Anyway, I am trying to get on this guy's tail to try and just, put some bullets on target. I fire a few, but it doesn't, doesn't seem to hit, because I'm at a pretty bad angle, because I'm not actually flying in chase mode. I actually found it quite hard to fly in chase mode today. I'm not entirely sure why. I think I just have, good days and bad days with dogfighting. But yeah, so he's pretty much just trying to run away at this point, but running away from a jet fighter in a propeller fighter is probably not a great idea. I fire off a few more shots, taking my ammo count down to 35 bullets, which isn't great, but yeah. He's trying to evade me a little bit, but I'm more maneuverable and faster than him. But once I'm out of ammo, he's going to have free reign, pretty much. Although I could just run away. But that would be pretty lame. But yes, I'm right behind him now, and he makes the mistake of flying relatively straight. And I fire off a few more rounds, missing, taking my ammo count down to 29. But then I unload all of them, and we take him down. He explodes. My, yeah, he's got no tailplane, so he can't pitch, so he is going to hit the ocean, luckily. Yes, so my my fighting skill is slightly not impeded. I mean, I did lose, not a great commander. I lost 12.5 planes for taking out 8 planes, and 3 of them were highly advanced jet fighters, and 5 of them we had to call in from the US, which now they can't use in the Battle of Midway. Yeah, as I said, I would have loved to have done a Battle of Midway, but boats are too glitchy. But yeah, I think it's, been pretty fun. The aircraft carrier was just a little bit of interesting look at, carrier-based fighters, because that was the first time, well, no, actually it wasn't the first time. It was one of the first, World War II was the first war where there was a lot of carrier-based warfare. Like, I mean, Midway, even, against Germany, there was a lot of, carrier-based warfare, and carriers really took back, and, well, not took back, I mean, they became the prominent force, unlike destroyers and cruisers. Those lost a lot of their, importance compared to, compared to aircraft carriers. Because, well, planes could drop bombs and dive bomb, and a lot, in the early war, a lot of, ships weren't really prepared to shoot down planes. But yes, anyway, we land victorious in our glorious, our glorious sort of failure of a dogfight, and we get out to lay down another flag saying, well, victory sort of, because it was only really sort of a victory. But yes, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know this wasn't quite as, sleek as the last episode, but I thought it was, interesting. We looked at the first jets, we looked at how good fake Messerschmitts are, a bit of carrier warfare and all of that. But anyway, next time we will be doing the Korean War, which will be rather interesting. Some serious jet fighters in that. We'll have a lot of fun with that, I think so. And I put in the plaque text foobar because this is just fucked up beyond all belief. Although I spelt foobar wrong. I spelled it with 2 O's rather than a U. But yeah, no, that's not right. The foobar is fucked up beyond all recognition because I lost 12.5 planes. Well, 12.5 planes. 11.5 planes. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you will come back for the next episode, which will hopefully be a slightly sleeker fight. This has been KSP with Tape. I will see you next time.